What is going on YouTube? I'm Tick27, the coach of your Pittsburgh Pyroars, bringing you in our draft recap for the FBL Season 9. Just a quick announcement before we get into it. No, I'm not going to be streaming again. Yes, I want to make content. It is something that I genuinely enjoyed. That's why you're seeing this video. I wanted to do something just for fun, but I have zero intentions of coming back to Twitch and streaming again. That's just the blunt of it. Now, let's get into the video. The FBL is a GBA style Pokemon draft league. We have Pokemon broken down into tiers. We have some restrictions on the Pokemon that you are able to draft. I'm going to go into that in just a second. We did decide, we had a league vote that we are going to be using the national dex with Pokemon's hidden ability, unreleased abilities, I should say. I drafted a couple of them myself. We will see them there in a minute. We'll get into that. But, so to break down the Pokemon that you're able to draft a little bit, you get one Mega Pokemon. Yes, Mega Pokemon are allowed in the National Dex. So one Mega, one Tier 1, one Tier 2, two Tier 3, one Tier 4, and one Tier 5 Pokemon. You also get 4 free picks, but they cost you points. You have a total of 400 free points available to pick up those 4 free picks. Now, obviously, a Tier 1 is going to cost you more than a Tier 5. So, those 400 points don't allow you just to draft a bunch of Tier 1 Pokemon and your team is busted. No, it's balanced. We have Pokemon broken down into tiers with the free points to make it relatively fair. So, let's get into my draft. I had the number 12 pick out of 12 total coaches. So which means I got the very last pick in the first round, but it is a snake draft, so I got the very first pick in the second round. That's good and bad. One positive thing out of it is that I can pair 2 Pokemon together super easy. I don't have to worry about anyone sniping my pick. I have back-to-back picks. They can't take one from me. I have the very next pick. Negative. With 12 coaches in the league, I have to wait 22 picks before it is my turn again. So a lot of stuff can come off the board that I want. It's a good and bad thing. I like it. I'm cool with it. I was fine with it. I like having the turn. I can pair 2 Pokemon together. Yeah. Alright. So, finally, let's get into my number 1 pick. Tyranitar. Do I think Tyranitar is a Tier 1 top 12 pick? No, I don't. Why did I draft it? It pairs with something that I drafted directly after Tyranitar. Excadrill's gone, so no, get that out of your mind. It was not Excadrill. Excadrill, I think, went in like the top 5 picks. I think it was like pick like maybe 3 or 4. So yeah, no, it wasn't Excadrill. But the reason we drafted Tyranitar is Sandstorm. It sets up the stand. Its speed is a little bit lackluster, but everything else is super duper nice. And it gets Dragon Dance that can boost its speed, but it hits super hard on the physical side. Can also tech in some Fire Blasts, some Ice Beams, some Thunderbolts that can catch my opponent off guard. But, nice, bulky, round defenses. Does have the ×4 weakness to fighting, but hopefully we rounded that out in our draft. So yes, I drafted Tyranitar. Yes, it's pretty much just for Sandstorm, but it can work really well. It can set up rocks, it can hit super hard. That's what Tyranitar is there to do. So, the Pokemon that I wanted to team up with Tyranitar is a Tier 2 Pokemon. Dracozolt. Yes, Dracozolt is a tier 2 Pokemon, and if you remember, yes, we as a league are allowing unreleased abilities, meaning that Dracozolt can fire off huge Bolt Beaks with Sand Rush. Yes, it only has base 75 speed, but guess what? It is doubled thanks to Sand Rush. It does have Hustle and Volt Absorb as its other abilities, which are useful. I could see myself bringing Volt Absorb or Hustle. You know, if Tyranitar has a bad matchup, I can see myself running Scarf Hustle. Or let's say my opponent has a Zeraora. You know, a super hard-hitting, fast Electric-type Pokemon. I can see myself bringing Volt Absorb. But Dracozolt, it gets Bolt Beak. That's Bolt Beak and Sand Rush. I feel like that's literally all I need to say. It's a tier 2 Pokemon. I felt it was a steal in tier 2. So I paired it with Tyranitar, make sure I got that sand for Dracozolt to really thrive. So, 22 picks went off the board. It came back to me. Rillaboom was on the board. Rillaboom was a tier 1 Pokemon, so I've already dipped into my free pick with my points with a tier 1 Pokemon, so that is probably going to hurt me a little bit later on the line. But I still feel at the end of this draft, I love my team. I felt I drafted a pretty overall rounded team. I like my team. I hope you like my team. I hope my opponents don't like my team. But Rillaboom gets the Grassy Surge in our league. Tapu Bulu was available in our league as well, but I just preferred Rillaboom. I preferred the speed. I preferred the speed dropping with drum beating. It's just a cool Pokemon. You can, like, if I get it in on something that is super effective, drum beating is going to lower your speed. I can U-turn out pretty freely after that. If I just invest a little bit into speed, make sure I outspeed you, I can U-turn, I can knock off, and then Rillaboom can be super annoying to kill with Leech Seed and leftovers in grassy terrain. Same thing with Bulu. Bulu does that. Super annoying. So I definitely plan on bringing the Lefties Leech Seed Substitute Protect set. Probably not that set. That's the no attacking set. Probably not bringing that, but you get my point. Rillaboom can be super annoying under the right circumstances. And to pair with Rillaboom, this is my fourth pick, Talonflame. I felt Talonflame was a steal, an absolute steal in tier 4. Now, the thing that makes Talonflame good is relatively new. The Heavy Duty Boots item. Talonflame being a fire flying type Pokemon, it instantly loses 50% of its HP to Stealth Rocks. Heavy Duty Boots negates that. So I felt Talonflame, with its speed tier, with how hard it can hit with Brave Bird and Flare Blitz, and it can defog, and it can U-turn, and it can roost. I love this Pokemon. I thought it was a steal in tier 4. I thought it fit my team. So I drafted it. Yeah, that's about it. I got the Heavy Duty Boots. So 22 picks later, Mega Gardevoir. If you had noticed, I had a little bit of a theme going. Tyranitar, Dracozolt, Rillaboom, Talonflame, all physical attacking Pokemon. So I really needed to balance it out. I couldn't have an entire team of physical attacking Pokemon that'd be super easy for my opponent to prep for. Mega Gardevoir was on the board. I love Mega Gardevoir. I thought that Mega Gardevoir has a good speed tier. With 165 special attack, it can hit so hard. With Pixelate, Hyper Voice. Now, I can run Synchronize or Trace. I will never run Telepathy, ever. But I can run Trace or Synchronize prior to Mega Evolution. Which, like, you know, some cool things can happen if I can steal an ability. Like, I could bring it in on Electric type Pokemon that has, like, Volt Absorb and get, yeah. Some cool things can happen with Trace. But I mean, Mega Gardevoir's there is just to hit hard. Mega Gardevoir does get some cool text with, like, Wish and Healing Wish, and I can Calm Mind. But, I mean, more than likely, I'm just going to be firing off a Pixelate boosted Hyper Voice or, like, a Psychic or a Psyshock. So, that is Mega Gardevoir. My next pick, Bronzong. Bronzong was there to really kind of protect my Gardevoir. With any Fairy-type Pokemon, you really want a good Steel type to back it up, which this does complete my Fairy Dragon Steel core. And I thought Bronzong was one of the very best Steel-type Pokemon left on the board, and I think it fit my team almost perfectly. With the grassy terrain to help Bronzong not be hurt by the ground type moves, and I can definitely see myself bringing Heat Proof. I can definitely see myself bringing Heat Proof because of the grassy terrain. Kind of, yes, I can get hit by ground type moves because I no longer have Levitate, but they're going to be half thanks to grassy terrain. But it's just a nice bulky Pokemon, you know, gets Stealth Rocks, gets Gyro Ball, Heavy Slam, what's that fighting type move? Body Press, gets Body Press now with its base defense. That's a pretty cool move. Yeah, I mean, that's about all for Bronzong. It gets screens, it gets like Hypnosis, but that's it, it's there for bulk. The next Pokemon that I drafted was Donphan. I like Donphan. Sturdy and Sandveil. Even though I have Sand, I will probably not be running Sandveil at any point in the season. But great base HP, great defense. Can hit really, really hard. Its speed is a little bit lackluster, but with the buff to Rapid Spin giving me a speed boost, I can outspeed a lot of things. I did I did some calculations. Maths calculations. If I am running a Jolly Donphan, max speed, I will be 1 point slower than base 100 Pokemon after a Rapid Spin, which sucks. If only Donphan was like 1 speed faster, I'd be faster than base 100. I want to get up a Rapid Spin and then just start firing off some like Life Orb, Max Attack, Earthquakes, Play Roughs, Fire Fangs, Knockoffs, Stone Edges. I want to sweep with Donphan. But with the speed that it's at, it's probably not going to happen. But I love Donphan. I did not really have great removal up until this point. I had Talonflame with Defog, that was about it. But Donphan gives me a great ground-type Pokemon to negate electric Volt Switch Pokemon that want to switch in and out. Donphan can kind of negate that. Yeah, ground-type Pokemon is nice to have one ground-type. My next pick is totally pandering to myself. If you know me, you know that I love Smeargle. I just love him. Just wants to paint things and be cool, but the possibilities are endless with Smeargle. Absolutely endless. Moody is banned though, so I will most likely be running Own Tempo. It does get Technician, which, you know, I could see myself bringing Technician, like if my opponent has, I don't know, like a Mega Charizard Y. I could see myself teching Technician Accelerock on Smeargle, which would probably still do like 40%, but it's there. I might run it. So if you don't know, Smeargle can learn any move in the game. Any move. Smeargle can learn it. So he's just there to be annoying. You know, he can set up sticky webs, he can set up spikes, rocks, he can parting shot, he can volt switch, he can transform. He is the only Pokemon that can transform. I don't think Mew can transform. Yeah, so he's just there to be annoying and do some shenanigans and paint stuff till his heart's content, and I wanted Smeargle. But this does go in a little bit. This was a tier 4 pick. I wanted a water type. It would fulfill my fairy water grass core. Right, I had Talonflame and Rillaboom for my fairy, or my fire and my grass type already. There were 2 Pokemon in tier 3 that I wanted. 2 water type Pokemon in tier 3, both got Rapid Spin, which having more hazard removal options is never a bad thing. No one had really dipped into tier 4 at this point, and this is my pick to where I have a 22 pick wait. So I decided to grab Smeargle and grab whichever water type Pokemon made it back to me out of tier 3. The one that I was hoping came back didn't, but I am still super excited to welcome aboard Tentacruel. It is a rapid spinning Pokemon, great special bulk. Yeah, gets Clear Body, Liquid Ooze, Rain Dish. 3 cool abilities, nothing great there though. But yeah, it is a poison type Pokemon. We'll pick up Toxic Spikes, fills out my fire, grass, water. Yeah, I don't think there's anything too much to say about Tentacruel. It can be annoying with like acid sprays or yeah. But that's Tentacruel. It rapid spins. It's a water type. It is pretty fast at base 100 speed, and it is pretty bulky on the special side, but not so much on the physical defensive side. Next Pokemon that I drafted, Frostlass. Frostlass is one of my favorite Pokemon, and it just keeps growing on my list. This is definitely another homer pick. But I love Frostlass. It breaks up my speed tiers a little bit, because at that point I had base 100s, and then Talonflame at 126. So it breaks that up a little bit, makes it a little bit harder for my opponent to prep, at least speed-wise. Get Snow Cloak and Cursed Body, probably just be running Cursed Body every single week. The cool thing about Frostlass is it gets Spikes. So more than likely I'm just going to be running Focus Sash Spikes, but it does get some, you know, it gets Shadow Ball, it gets Ice Beam, that's standard, but it gets some other cool moves. It gets Will-O-Wisp, it gets Destiny Bond, you know, some tech moves. But yeah, that's Frostlass. That's what it's going to do. It's going to set up Spikes. It's going to be Focus Sash. It might Will-O-Wisp a thing or two. But that's it. We are at my very last pick now, which is Porygon Z. Adaptability download, I will probably never be running analytic, but adaptability and download are both great abilities. Download will either raise my special attack or raise my attack 1 stage based on my opponent's defense or special defense. Whichever is lower, mine will get raised. But adaptability, getting 2.0 times stab boost is great. It sucks that Tri-Attack got nerfed a little bit this gen, but it still hits super hard. It hits super duper hard. Base 90 speed once again breaks up my speed tiers a little bit between Rillaboom and Tentacruel and Gardevoir. Yeah, I mean, good natural bulk, you know, nothing crazy, but some good natural bulk, which I feel is like kind of my team. Like I don't have any like super duper walls, but my team just like kind of all around has some nice natural bulk to it. Yeah, I feel that this is going to wrap up this video. Let me know what you think of my team. If you have any nicknames for my Pokemon, leave them down in the comments below. If I like them enough, I will go ahead and I will use them. And question of the day, if you were paying attention, how many shiny Pokemon did I draft? They are shiny in the layouts. Like this Porygon Z is shiny. How many Pokemon do I own on my team that are shiny? Leave your answer down in the comment below. But that's gonna wrap it up for me. I will see you. I'm not sure when I'm gonna upload this or when I'm gonna battle or when I'm gonna upload the battle or my team builder, but I'll see you when I see you. Peace out.